Does that ever help?
No.
No.
Yeah, I just look for the space where we don't talk.
Nice.
So that's almost
So
like an inverted clap.
Dude, it's the exact same thing, but you're not using the claps.
Exactly.
You're just like...
I'm like, oh, we
They're
went
breathing.
quiet here.
Yeah,
that's because we're like, and moving on. Exactly that.
My coffee's cold. God damn it.
Mine is.
And with that, welcome back to the Sketchbook Heroes podcast with me, Ilias.
And me, Robert.
Welcome to episode 143.
43.
We've been doing this for too long.
Way too long. Yes.
And on today's episode, we're going to sort of, I guess, follow up a bit on what we talked about last time about the COVID funk.
Yeah. I love that name, by the way.
I couldn't come up with anything. I was like, COVID funk 2021.
But I'm like really into this funk music type era now.
Nice.
So I'm listening to a lot of funk.
Very
so it
good.
just tied perfectly in when I saw that on Spotify. I'm like, ooh, oh yeah, Sketchbook Heroes are going funky.
So we're sort of following up a bit, like what have we done to sort of meet what we said last time? Or like, what have we done different?
Yeah,
We change our lives.
We did give you guys a little bit of a sneak heads up, I guess, with what we were going to be doing. And we kind of up and did it. And now we're going to be talking about didding it.
Didding it, yeah.
So
Papa didding it.
Yeah. So that's today's topic.
And then I have, I guess, on tools, I have a bit more stuff about, I have new tools that I've actually used and,
Whoop, whoop.
yeah, and sort of talk about a bit about that process.
Yeah, I worked a little bit more on my poster. I don't really have a lot to say about it, but I probably will because I can never shut up. So, yeah. And then a retro section. We got some new stuff.
Some new stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so stay tuned for new stuff.
New stuff that we
Yeah.
haven't talked about
No
before.
spoilers. But yeah, so how you been?
I'm good. Like, it's all been good. Like, the event last week was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, event.
Yeah,
But
it really...
the job, like, it really helped with
Energized.
spirits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it really just took that sort of the low that I had on the previous episode and kind of just flipped that.
Yeah.
So I didn't even feel the need to do a lot of the stuff that I said, like buying a new wardrobe and shit like that. It just gave me what I needed.
Yeah, yeah, same. Felt a lot more energized, felt like I'd actually done something.
Yes, like done something out of the normal, like
yeah.
the norm.
Exactly. And, but yeah, it just good times. And also having that to look forward to during last week after we recorded the Monday sesh. Yeah, that also helped. And I'm also going into vacay mode.
Nice.
Kind of, yeah, after, well, tomorrow is my last day of work and then I'm off for a week. That also helps.
That does help.
Yeah, so like this whole, like this weekend, or like Friday weekend and now vacay, it's like all perfectly lined up. Did not plan it this way at all. It just happened to be sort of coinciding with each other.
It's awesome.
So yeah, that feels so great. And yeah, it's been a good week.
Very good. And for me, work has let up a bit
Mm-hmm.
because reasons I can't talk about on the show, but that's good.
Yeah, happy days.
So breathing room, yeah.
Very good. I also got to do start my Star Wars tattoo, which was really fun.
Yes, I saw it. The one with Samurai
Mando.
Mando, yeah.
Yes.
Very cool.
And that's going to turn into a full sleeve. And get this, you're going to explode. So the Mando, or Samurai Mando, he's obviously holding swords and he is blue. And we're going to do 3 more characters
Really?
that are going to be purple, orange, and
And that
red.
is going to pay for?
Yes.
Full price?
So full sleeve.
Oh,
That
dude,
is
so
a
badass.
Turtle Star Wars Samurai tribute. So
He
the
loves
blue,
the turtles as well?
yeah. So the blue
Nerd.
Mando is Leonardo, like, and then the like we're gonna do it that way.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yes. So it's such like I didn't see it at all when I designed the character. I just sort of threw a blue tint on
But
the samurai.
how did you guys get to that point, though?
He approached me with it, like, because he wanted the design.
He
and
wanted the design, yeah.
yeah, he saw the flash and not the movie, but he saw my Flash design and he was like, dude, I really want that. Actually, he commented on, I posted 2. So one was with a stormtrooper and then I posted this one. So first he jumped on the stormtrooper and was like, dude, I really want this. And then the next story he's like, no, scrap that. I really want this. It's like, I was too fast. So he wanted that one. And then he had been, like, he really wants to do a full sleeve. And he's really into the whole samurai thing and Star Wars. And, like, he's just a big geek.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just summarize.
Yes.
Nerd.
Yes. And he was, like, trying to, in his head, plan it out a little bit more. Because I told him that, like, with this design, obviously, it's going to be discounted and all of this and this. But if you want to do a full sleeve, that's going to be normal price.
Normal, yeah.
So he just started planning it. And then he approached me when he came in for this session. And
Badass.
like, dude, I have this idea. What do you think of this? And my brain just exploded. Like, that's the
when they
coolest.
actually come with a cool idea. Yeah.
And that, like, it never occurred to me to think of it that way. Like, to go even geekier with the motifs that are as geeky as they are already. Can't even talk anymore.
You got to do the Turtles cover, you know, with the moon up top when they fly out of the sewers. But
It's
with
definitely
samurais.
It's definitely going to be there, but maybe Death Star instead of
Death
moon.
Star, but that's what I mean.
Yeah,
you just because it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's such a nerdy thing.
Such a nerdy thing. But yeah, I mean, we still had fun. And he reminded me that he's like, oh, dude, you did this on me 10 years ago.
Oh, Dix, you're like, never show me that shit.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I've been tattooing for 10 years.
That is insane.
It is insane. Well, not like officially, but I started using a tattoo machine as...
You shouldn't.
Exactly.
Rebel.
Yes, rebel.
And now you're like, you shouldn't do that.
Exactly.
I love that.
Learn from me.
Learn from me, exactly.
But
do
yeah.
what I say.
So that was pretty much the highlight of my week. And apart from the obvious, of course, which we will be diving into after intro song.
Whoa.
Go! Yeah! Yeah, just snuck it in there.
Artists of the world unite. Step out of your comfort zone into the danger zone.
We're back because we're that good at being back.
Are we?
We are.
Back, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
In black. Or I'm black and beige and you're like white.
I'll punch your sack.
All right.
Yeah.
So we got a gig.
Yeah.
As the Sketchbook Heroes.
Yes.
So that doesn't happen very often that we get to do something like this, at least.
No.
We've done a couple of events together, but I think this one has been the most successful ones for me personally, sort of like feel-wise.
Yeah.
And the least paid one.
Extremely gratifying.
It was.
And
I think this was soul food. You know what I mean? Like this was for us.
Definitely. And also working with Pen Store.
And Pen Store, like they've sponsored us and we've
always loved the shop ever since we found it. And I don't even know how long they've existed, to be honest.
No idea.
But so extremely happy to just hang out with them for a day. Mm-hmm. And like you said, they helped us out with the giveaway for our 100th episode. And that was like
ages
so
ago.
extremely
Holy
kind
dicks.
of them. Yes. And you've been in contact with them. I've been with Yes. I've also contacted them.
Contact them. Yes.
Yes. We've all talked. Talked. Yes. So, and then, finally I just had enough and said, all right, let's just book it. Mm-hmm. Let's get it, like, give me a date and we'll try to
And we'll
do
make it happen.
Yeah, because we've been running around this forever. And yeah, I mean, that's how easy it was, really.
Mhm.
Like, I started talking to Martin, and he was like, yeah, I talked to Ilias some time back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I mean, we've talked earlier before. And he's like, yeah, here's Alice's email. Just
Yeah.
write her an email and see, like, if we can make it happen.
Mhm.
And then I wrote her an email, and she replied, and then we booked a date, and ta-da!
And that day was so
Yeah,
it
that
felt
was
so
like-
far in the future.
It was like 2 months ahead or more.
Yeah, and
maybe
then you
3
told
months.
me like oh, by the way, this Friday I was like, what? What?
Yeah, it just
We had months
Yeah.
to plan this.
like what happened to the planning?
We did almost plan.
Yeah, we did almost.
Because Robert Googled shit.
Yes,
and
I
he was like,
did.
we can't do this design that we thought of like initially.
Because of this.
Because there's a
big-ass
big logo in the middle of the window.
Yeah.
Because Google Images told us there was a big logo.
Yeah. I mean, it was the same window
It was the same window
Mhm.
from years ago, apparently.
when they probably had a nice
big
big
logo,
logo,
yeah.
on the window.
Now they don't.
No, they did not.
So we designed something that planned our piece like around this logo.
Yeah.
And when we got there, or actually Robert got there before me,
hmm
and then I get there and I'm like, dude, there's no logo in the middle of the window.
And I was like, you're right. There is no logo in the window. I'd been there for like, I don't know, 10 minutes and been looking at the window, but
that was
did
the
not
first
see
thing
it.
I saw. That was the first thing I saw. My
I was
brain
so
was like,
yeah, I was so like just into be social, Robert, be nice, do
Mhm.
this. Yeah, I did not think about that at all, and that was the first thing you said, and I'm like,
mhm.
shit.
Yeah, that was the first thing I saw because I had been drawing my design.
Mhm.
Because you sent me your design
Yeah,
one day before that.
yeah,
And I was like, oh shit, I don't have time to like play around with this. And on the way to the location, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna sketch mine out, just have like a rough outline. I get there, I'm like, that's not gonna work.
yep. And mine totally did not work. So yeah, we just improvised. You started sketching out. I brought out my iPad. I did like a little rough idea
Mhm.
from watching sort of. Well, I mean, we based it off of your wood.
My wood
design.
carving, yeah,
Yeah.
my wood burning carving thingy.
The thing. So I just based or like kept building off of that and like
Mhm.
what can I do and yeah, and then
Yeah, we managed to fucking put a composition together that worked well.
yeah,
And I kind of liked that one more than the logo one, actually.
yeah, me
Because
too.
the tree was extended and then your dragon came out of the sort of like the branch and the tree crown from
Yeah,
the top left there.
It's got a good, nice flow to the whole
Mhm.
window, I think, and yeah, like we do have a time lapse of it that will be up on the tube at
Yeah,
some
so if
point.
you're listening to this, you're probably seeing the video somewhere as well, like
Yeah.
YouTube or Instagram. We'll try to make, I guess, a shorter one for Instagram,
Yeah.
and then maybe the full one on YouTube.
Yeah, and yeah, in that video at least we talk a little bit about how the flow goes from the top sign of the pen store boutique
I
all the
love
way
how you-
down to
Yeah.
the door into the shop.
But I
Like,
love how you explain it. Like it's like this in-depth thing, but
Yeah.
it's exactly like this talk right here.
Oh,
like, like
No, I
as
just saw that now, and I'm
disorganized.
like, dude, yeah, that's brilliant. Like how that works, and that was such a last minute thing that we
Yeah.
did. Like, let's just do it so it goes all the way up there. It's
Mhm.
like, yeah,
Yeah, it was fun though. Like
Mm.
we did stumble on a couple of different problems, having not worked with Posca like this.
No.
Like I've never rendered like a full image with just Poscas
no,
and
same.
on glass,
No,
where you can see the motif from both sides.
exactly. That was, I think, the biggest
Yeah.
struggle
Yes.
with, especially when you are as picky as we can be.
Yeah,
We're
and you've
usually-
spent 3 hours like already. Like,
yeah, and you're like
roughing
"God
it up.
Damn it! Like
Yeah.
shit, that does not look good.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that was a part of the whole process too. We went into it knowing that it would probably suck
Mm-hmm.
because we hadn't done this before. So
Yeah.
it was a big sort of trial and error type thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like we said, I mean, we both are pretty happy with the outcome of it. Like when we saw it after lights out, And just seeing it backlit from the store,
that was super cool.
it really looks
After
amazing.
hours, it was awesome.
I mean, of course, now if we went back and did it again, we would know how to make it look more polished and so and so. But with that said, having just sort of freestyle this thing, it's pretty dope.
It was pretty dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like when we went back later, like sure you see mistakes, like you can see, but it's like when you look at it as a whole, though, like it's a pretty cool piece. You know, like,
and it's the mistakes that make it come alive more as
I
well.
think so.
If it was too
love
polished, it wouldn't look as.
I love that it's sketchy.
Exactly.
Like that, because usually when
it's
they
like messy,
everything,
sketchy.
exactly.
Yeah.
Everything I've seen on that window is usually like clean line art type of stuff.
Yeah,
So
very.
it was
sort of
fun. Yeah.
simplified things, which is the way I approached it, or like wanted to approach it. But no, not this time.
Well, one more thing it was that like when you started like drawing your dragon and you were starting to think sort of like 3D shapes,
Yeah,
like really like flesh out the dragon and make it feel like it's like the mouth is coming like sort of like 45 degrees, you know, and you know you got like the mouth open, and I was like, but my dragon is so flat. I was like, you son of a bitch. So I had to step up my game to match your dragon. Like, you know, and it was on and off like that.
Yeah.
Like you did something, I was like, that son of a bitch.
yeah, but I kind of had it easy
Yeah.
because of my dragon was supposed to be sort of the dark dragon, so I needed to use more black,
Black, yeah.
and that just makes for easier shapes, I think, especially when it's lit. Like when you see it from the street lit,
Yeah.
it lights up a lot more. So that's why you could see like those 3D shapes. But I didn't think about it that way. I just
No,
like
of course you didn't. You just doing your
shadows.
style. Yeah.
kind of, you know. But with you going nuts like that, it sort of fueled me even more. And I'm like, okay, bitch, game on. Let's do a 3D then. But then that's when it all started going to shit.
Yeah. Because we realized like you had to go and do the line art, like type of like a coloring book. You had to put all your lines there, because once you started sort of rendering with the whites and stuff, you know, what people were seeing from the outside, like if you hadn't put your blacks in, they were not there.
Exactly.
And you had to sort of like, we found a way that we could like scrape off the color from the window with a dry pen
Yeah.
to kind of like, you know, where we wanted the blacks to be, like the black lines. We had to scrape them off with a dry pen and then fill them in if you needed to with another pen, like that wasn't dry.
Like the process was crazy.
Yeah, we had to go like
So much work. I
Yeah.
wonder how many times we kind of drew the same thing without thinking about it
Yeah, I think we spent like 7.5 hours
on the total.
on total. I don't know if that includes lunch or not. I think.
I mean, we started
like
at
minus
11. Like,
11ish, and we went on to like 6 o'clock. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, 6 hours. Then.
6 hours.
6
yeah,
hours
6
of
hours
actual work.
Yeah. So it was fairly fast though. Like,
Yeah.
The first 3 hours before we took lunch though, or like 2 hours, like dude, they just flew by.
Yeah,
Because
it
you
was
were
so
like, oh,
fast.
it's 1:30. I was like, how is it 1:30? It was like 10:30.
Yeah, I just
now.
had this sort of feeling in this, like
Yeah,
in my
yeah,
stomach.
you
Well, I
felt
was
like-
getting hungry as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So I'm like, dude, what time
Dude,
is
I
it?
was so excited. I didn't even fucking register
Yeah.
the time had passed. And we hadn't gotten far at that point. We were just like, oh shit, okay, let's go grab a lunch
And
then come back and just fucking
work.
speed up.
Yeah, yeah.
But dude, we killed it.
I mean, seriously, we did it with just small markers.
Yeah,
like
they
even
weren't-
the biggest ones that we
They
had
were
were kind of
garbage compared
Yeah.
to the smaller, like the medium ones, I guess.
Yeah. So it took forever
Mm.
trying to render that out. But again, it was like, it was so worth it. If it had been easier, it wouldn't have been as gratifying, I think.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think I learned a lot from doing this that
Oh,
I
dude,
will
same.
incorporate in a lot more of my work in the future. Not that I can sort of put my finger on exactly what that is, apart from how to work with glass
Glass, yeah, exactly.
and how to think about more reversed type. That was the Scooby-Doo version of reversed. Reversed. Yeah, but you have to work the opposite way. Like you really have to work backwards almost. So you have to start rendering.
Well, yeah, what the people outside are going to see first.
Yeah, exactly.
And then keep adding it in layers
So,
backwards.
like
yeah.
my theory was right. The way I was thinking about it was right, but how to execute that
was not clear in your head. Yeah, it was confusing.
And it's still like to this day, I know more. Like I've learned how to do it now, but with that said, I'm probably not going to be able to do what I want to do on a piece of glass. Like
not yet, at least.
No, like unless it is very, very simplified, like very thick outline, solid color. Like if you want to texturize something and get that in different color tones, I mean, that's when we fucked it up because I was like, all right, I need to include some gray in the darks and then also white. So mine's black, gray and white.
Yeah.
And I did them in the opposite order. Like I should have started with like the blacks, I guess, or the whites maybe even. Like,
But the problem, I think we kind of like, we filled a lot of big areas in and then like, oh, but we should have done the line art here because the line art needs to be
like
facing outwards. Yeah,
exactly.
And I did the same thing. I just had like some outlines and then I started like filling it in and then like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
Because when we went outside, because we had to do that every now and then, we had to jump off the display and just go outside and look
see
at the
what we were
storefront.
doing. and that's also the thing, because in the beginning, you didn't really want to go outside because like if any of you have ever sort of just done
the canvas.
Exactly. When you flip the canvas, it's always like, oh yeah, it's all shit.
It's all shit.
Fantastic.
But it wasn't that bad. I think my dragon had like a bit of a lazy eye, and then
it was nothing really noticeable.
But it wasn't big.
And I was actually really happy with mine. Like when I went out to see it, like when it was
no
flipped,
difference.
It was like yes, fucking nailed it. But then I fucked it up. But the initial flip was good. And then just creating off of sort of like, oh yeah, you have a tail. Yeah, maybe I should have a tail too. I could have the tail coming out of the brush thingy.
Yeah.
Like I think the tail is a little too thick. Like when I look at it now, should have done it like a little differently. But yeah, it was just fun creating off of what sort of riffing off of you in that way.
Same
like,
for me.
It was like I've never played jazz, but
I
assume
you fucking
this is
added
what
scales and shit. I was like, this guy, he's just making more work. I was like, I'll add scales.
You did your fucking thing. Your fucking thing is awesome. I wanted to do that. So I want to go back and redo mine.
But that's what I feel about.
Yeah.
Like, I made Opa's legs at first like faced the wrong way and stuff, and the cape looks a bit wonky, but it's fine. Like all in all, you don't think about that shit. I think about that, and I told you as well. You were like, oh shit, I fucked up the body and the this and this. I was like, no one's gonna look at that part. It's just there to support the head, where everyone's gonna be looking. Yeah, because I noticed, because I didn't look at anything else but the head of the dragon.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously placed it at like smack in the middle as well. It's the way like the eyes just lead to the face. It was just like, I knew that was going to be the main focal point. So that's what I said. I'm just going to render out the hell out of the face, and then I'm just going to build the body.
You know what saved the whole piece though? When we
threw the brick through the glass?
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Just saved it.
It's better now. No, but when we fucking discovered by accident, like when the dry marker kind of like started scraping off
you
color,
discovered that thing. Yeah.
That was the best.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to sort of like add black, like try to like, because when you paint with the, like in the same area with like Posca, like the wetness of that color kind of starts smudging away the old one.
Yeah.
So I was trying to like get those blacks in, like fade away what was there, the white, and then just get those like blacks around the eyes and stuff. And then my pen dried up because I was getting too much dry color on it. And then suddenly I was starting to cut out like nice lines, you know.
Yeah, by scraping off
the paint that we had on. And that opened up so many opportunities for us.
Yeah, because that would become a black line when you look at it from the outside.
But you also get like when you move and look at the camera,
something happens.
You get this sort of like little glints and shines.
And
in
I
the
never
eyes
noticed. You told me that today.
Yeah.
And I didn't actually think about that.
You see it in the video as well. Like your dragon, like you pass and then the eye kind of gets this like spotlight from behind someone.
Cool. That's
so it
awesome.
is pretty cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's subtle, but it's there. Like if you see it. And
Yeah,
you
but
look
that's
at
the thing. It's the devil's in the detail, man. Yes.
So that was really fun. And then we also had, like we said, it was a canvas with an audience behind it.
Yeah, and
Which
that
is
was like
weird.
But yeah, I've missed painting in public. Like I've done
It
it,
is
a
fun,
couple
yeah.
of times. Like the biggest thing I did was at the Peace and Love Festival in here in Sweden, and we did like almost like a graffiti art battle, but only with black inks.
Man,
So-
I could never do that unless I was drawing, the same thing over and over.
And
That
this
is
was
insane.
all, yeah, we didn't know at all what
That's
we were
what
going
I
to be
mean,
doing. Like,
'cause you
because
have
we
to-
didn't know what team we were going to be facing. And it is like, oh, you're going to be facing Malmö. And then you're like, okay, so what do we know about this city and how do we mess with them? And they're,
Oh,
okay,
man, I
they're
could
two
never do
girls.
that.
And so
Yeah.
we can mess with them about being girls and from this city.
Yeah.
Let's just go with that. And then there
It
you
was
go.
just like,
Yeah.
I don't know how to do this. Fuck.
On a big-
That is pressure. That is something I would say no
with an
to.
audience like standing there yelling and, like,
screaming. Yeah. Holy crap.
and then having
yeah.
a judge and stuff. Like,
No.
yeah,
Hard pass.
it was a lot of fun though. Like, I got into it, not at all good at it. Like, these people that I competed against were amazing, but with that said, I really do like the whole painting with audience.
No, it is
venue.
fun. It is fun.
And this Friday was super chill because there was no pressure. There was nothing.
No, there was nothing.
Just
Dude.
you and me hanging out, singing songs.
Oh, yeah.
and,
We fucking
like,
killed the 90s and
yeah.
early 2000s. Like,
Oh yeah. No, you really brought out like pretty much the playlist that we have
It
had
was
our
perfect.
whole lives.
And I didn't even make that playlist. It was just playing all the
Yeah.
songs.
And we were just like, I mean, we could barely hear the music, but we were
Oh,
singing
dude,
the songs like,
We knew the songs.
like yeah. And yeah, to the extent that the staff had to come and tell us to like be quiet a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good, though. It was good.
Like, we can't hear our clients or customers, I mean. Could you keep it down a little bit? Like, we love the energy, but you're like,
Shut
yeah,
the fuck up.
exactly. We know what you're saying.
And I love that they offered, like, oh, you guys want to, like, put the music on here? Because we have Spotify. And we were like, nah, I don't think that's a good
That's
idea.
not a good
That's
idea.
not-
Exactly.
If you can't hear your audience or your clients and when we're singing,
Yeah.
you're not going to know.
No. Just no.
No, but it was fun. Like, we had, and it's fun to see how people react outside as well. And like, the
They
guy
could
that
feel
stood,
the energy as well, I think.
But the man that stood like really close to the glass when you were painting
The
on
hobo?
your side, yeah.
Yeah. I
was
assume
like-
he was a hobo. He could
No,
have just
no.
been a guy from Söder.
Yeah, just like a hip style.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a hipster.
Hipster.
Not really. Just like,
yeah.
but he was standing so close. I was like, what are you even seeing at that distance?
No, I think he was just looking at me. He
yeah,
wasn't
he was
looking
just
at
like
the
looking
fucking-
you in the eyes.
I did not look him in the eye. I was like, he's
No, but
gonna-
that was uncomfortably close. Like
Yeah.
even through glass.
Exactly. I was just sort of telepathically telling him to get the fuck out of my face before, like, yeah.
But we made that grandma buy like a couple of.
Yeah, she bought the postcard marker.
She saw us paint. She came in, the sassy lady.
We actually
And she-
made a couple of people buy those.
Yeah. But she
But yeah.
was the best because
Yeah.
she talked for hours. It felt like because we were at least working, and he was like, just like she was just bombarding him with stuff, and then then she started talking about the piece that we were doing, and then she bought, trying to get her grandsons or whatever it was to come over and paint her window.
But I love that.
Yeah, I
Like,
love
it's
that
so,
too.
So much
But it
fun.
sounds like, but that's such a typical like Söderkis, like that old lady,
Yeah.
like she's grown up there. Like that's what it feels like, a typical lady from that side
But
of
yeah,
town.
just did not stop talking.
But
Yeah.
I think that's the thing with COVID as well. Now that, people get out, they want to like talk and socialize, especially if they've been cooped up,
Yeah. Or do they?
Do they? Yeah. No, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun. You drew like this kid
Yeah, that was
that was
always
standing there with her mom
Yeah.
and her brother, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you started drawing something
Yeah,
and then
just doodled a quick sort of caricature of her and like, yeah, just making fun of people kind of, but in a good way. And it was on a Friday as well, so people were like feeling the Friday vibe. And we were, we were just I mean, we're not good at singing. Well, you are better than me, for sure.
But it's still
at
not.
that stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then, people coming in and going out, and we're like, hey,
Yeah. We
have
were
a good
really,
weekend. And like, we were never talking to these people
no,
at
except
all,
when they were
but-
coming in or out.
or
yeah.
leaving. Yeah, exactly. But just
What song were we singing when I was like, shut the door, blah, blah, blah? I don't remember what it was. Yeah, we were listening to this song, and just when people... Oh, yeah, it was a Panic at the Disco. Dun, 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 well, haven't you people ever heard of closing a goddamn door? And they just came in when we started singing that part. It was so good. So good.
Yeah,
It's just
perfectly timed.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, we were super enthusiastic, fake singing and all.
And Martin was coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, this song. Like, oh, this song.
Yeah, he was
Oh,
like,
this
guys,
song."
you played every song from the 90s and up.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Such a great time.
I love the one where I was like, every time I lied down to draw, people were like, they found it super amusing.
Well, it looked pretty funny.
Yeah, so everyone that passed by outside were like, just like super happy and like waving or thumbs up.
Yeah.
No, I think I even drew a thumbs up on the window.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, to this lady when she gave me a thumbs up. But it was fun. Like it was a lot of fun. Like sort of like talking to the crowd without really talking to them. You just
Exactly.
you mime.
Yeah,
the
almost like
crowd.
being in sort of the red light district as a hooker and like just
Cool.
like,
Yeah. That's
that was
exactly
us.
what it was. Like.
but selling pens.
We didn't sell shit.
Yeah. The pen is mightier.
Then the sword.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry for that reference, but that's kind of what we did. We were just being window people.
Window horse.
Window horse. Yeah. Sketchbook window horse.
So wrong.
But also right.
No. Okay. But man, I so want to do more of this.
Yeah.
Like
No,
I
we
would
need to try to do more of this, or like expand.
preferably get paid for it though.
Yeah, that would also be nice.
because that would sort of justify not going to work.
Yeah, I kind of actually paid for it.
Yeah, that's what I mean as well.
And
And my boss was sweet though. I got to work it in because I worked a lot of extra hours to sort of like get this day free. So I didn't lose anything this time, but usually I have to take a day off. But I've been working a lot, so it was fine.
You were worth it.
Yes. But I would love to do something like this, because we have the sci-fi bookstore.
Yeah, I would love to help
paint
them
their
out.
window.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that street is better for what we did.
Yeah,
Because that street, it is like people pass by often.
and it's tighter.
But it is, yeah, exactly.
So I think
Everyone has to pass by that window.
exactly, and it'll be more of a party mood, maybe. Hopefully, it's not a lot of people passing by now these days.
Yeah, but I think
still,
like during summer there might be just a small increase.
Yeah, because I think like doing the whole kind of the show of painting it is sort of a big selling point for us as well, where we like provide a really good mood and fun vibe with a
what would be
semi-good piece.
I would love to sort of like prep a couple of characters from like Studio Ghibli and then paint those on the windows there. That would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, and I think
Just do,
like
like,
that
some
type
of
of
this
style is
simpler,
perfect
yeah.
for like just any type of anime character or manga thing is perfect for painting the windows.
The nice thing about the style that we did it in though is that it's so quick. Like
yeah.
like even when you make mistakes,
You rough it out like it.
exactly.
It's
it
very
works.
forgiving.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's very forgiving. Like drawing something specific like Studio Ghibli, like it's not as forgiving if you make mistakes.
No,
It's
you
kind
need those
of a
crisp
mistake.
lines and
Exactly. It's more simplified. So maybe do something fantasy
Dragons.
/ meet. Yeah, exactly. No, but that's what I mean. Like
Furry
fantasy meets, like we could add some planets or something, just to make it like
Care Bears.
spacey. Yeah.
yeah,
Care Bears, I think is totally legit.
yeah. Spread the love.
Just like, I think keeping it simple will create a flow.
Yeah.
Because had we drawn stuff that we weren't as good at, it would have, slowed down the process. It's like watching someone draw really slow. It's not that much fun.
No.
Like, you need the speed that we had.
Because I was initially thinking about doing some sort of portrait
Yeah,
just
exactly.
to really, I
Yeah.
wanted to challenge myself, of course. This was challenging enough. Like having tackled a portrait, I think
Dude,
I
a
would
portrait,
never
the
have.
way that we did it
Yeah. No.
would not have been great from the outside.
No.
And you wouldn't have been able to save it in the same way as
No,
we
I
did
don't think
this.
so. Like, it would be very abstract. But, I mean, I would still love to do it. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Artistic.
Testicle.
Yes.
Testicle.
Lick? Where is your brain?
I don't know. You gave me coffee.
Testicles.
This is your fault. Yeah, I don't know what I was going to try to do there.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that was.
Yeah.
Very good.
Very good.
Keep going. Dig that hole, Robert.
Oh, it's already dug.
I've been digging it since the day I was born.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, call me Doug. Yeah.
Now that was a new low.
It's Monday, my friend. It is Monday.
It is Monday.
But what do we have any sort of last? What should we tips, tricks for people maybe?
Doing this?
Yeah.
No, I would just say fucking go out to your local venues and ask if you want to do something like this.
Yeah, I think
might
what
be
you
useful.
said in the previous episode as well, with just going to like your local coffee shop or something,
Yeah.
that is a great place for that.
Yeah.
And having them.
But I think if you want to do stuff like this, it's really rejuvenating. Like it really just feels like my mind got, like a shot of adrenaline. It just like, whoa, woke up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This was so needed.
Mm-hmm.
And
I still feel kind of the joy from doing it. It's still like, and it's been, a couple of days now since we did it. And still, I feel like I didn't get that low the day after.
No.
Last.
The shitty thing for me was I was hoping that it would reignite the creative fuels, sort of.
I think you kind of spent it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, because after that Friday, I had the whole weekend off.
To do whatever.
Like I just took it to myself to be at home and create and have fun. And like the goal was to just work more on my tattoo poster, and I did that. But after doing that, I really didn't feel like doing anything.
That's also exhausting work,
Yeah, and I think it's also because like I didn't really feel like doing it. I just feel like I need to get it done or go forward with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it just drained me. So I pretty much didn't do anything this weekend. I just, watched Netflix and played games. But so that was the one thing I really wish would have changed, that like this event would have fueled even more to like go home and just start creating like crazy. I have some ideas, and like I would like to do some sort of bigger Posca inspired pieces just to sort of try to work more with it and learn it more. Also work more with the gouache in the same type of way maybe. But, we'll see what happens when I get back from the vacay. But, I'm trying not to think too much like negatively about being in this sort of slump or whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to see it as a creative break, because I am still
but I think that's
working
good,
so
though.
much.
That's what I'm saying as well. Like the personal stuff is really important to keep up even when you work as a creative or like an artist. But when it doesn't work, let it go for a while. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to produce every day of every month.
It's been such a long time without me creating now.
But it's not true. Like you created that kid from Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, but that was like the one.
Jojo's Adventure.
Yeah. No,
I don't know. Like he created the Star Wars designs. Even if they're for work, they're like your personal nerd stuff. Yeah.
I do take the time to do that sort of stuff. But it's just like, I don't know. I'm missing the bigger, more, I don't know, the personal poster stuff, I guess. Like I would love to do more of that. And I just need to find my way back. I do have some new ideas and new materials. So like I do feel like I am at a good start. Like I just need to relax and really focus on not doing anything for this vacation sprint.
Yeah.
Instead of thinking about not doing like, oh,
Yeah,
I'm
not doing
I'm
enough,
not creating,
or not
like
creating.
stressing myself for no reason at all. Like it's so unnecessary.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, hopefully this will have fueled that. Like, so coming back from my little hiatus, hopefully I'll be back in business.
Another sort of way of looking at it is sort of like mental health aspect of it as well, you know. Just like feeling good, you know what I mean? Like it's really like, even if I don't create anything from this, like I just feel good, you know what I mean? Like it really fueled, like it felt like living and doing stuff.
It's like the gorillas.
Yeah. Feel Good Inc.
Yes.
No, but it's just like, that's what I'm taking from it. I didn't create that much this weekend as well. I'll talk about it on tools though. But one thing, just sort of like, if you're going to use Posca on glass, start with whatever kind of outlines you want there. Like it doesn't have to be, you know, like closed line art, you know, but everything you want showing to the one looking from the other side, you do that first. Sort of like when you're starting to paint on like a coloring book, imagine that coloring book being transparent.
Yes.
And also, I would even recommend anyone that's going to do that, like if you have a piece of glass or just a piece of like plastic, you know, like a plastic sheet.
Or if you just have a frame that you're not using.
Yes, just try it out.
That's what I used.
Yeah.
I just had like an A4 type frame that I stole the glass from, just to try out the paints that I had. And I mean, because now I know that I have that. It was super easy to clean off as well.
That's what I was going to say as well. Like Posca is super easy to remove from glass.
Yeah.
Like it is. You can scrape it off. You can wipe it off, you know, with water.
I just
like
sort of used it, like I washed it like a dish.
Like,
Dishwashed it.
Wash. You washed.
Yes.
Oh my God. Yeah, you fucked me up. Jesus Christ.
No, I just sort of put it underwater and it was all gone. Like it was so quick and effortless. Plus I also cleaned that frame, so that was nice.
Perfect.
Yeah, I did something good. I cleaned it.
Cleaned it with the dishes.
Yes, but yeah, don't feel limited. Don't feel like, oh, I can't produce anything that looks good, so I won't go out and try this. No, trust me, nothing is gonna look really good. So. Go out and try it. Have fun.
Even my kids were inspired, like because we got to keep the markers that we used.
Cooties.
And my kids used them, so I let them draw on their garage windows.
Well, perfect.
So they took one window each and just went crazy. And also, I would like to say, like, for anyone that doesn't draw that big, I think the only stuff that I've painted through the years has been A5. It was. I don't even remember the last time I did a piece that covered A4 or A5 or A6, I mean.
A3.
Or A3. Yeah, A3, sorry. I just went smaller and smaller.
I just meant
A3.
tired.
Yeah, I just meant A3. Like, I've never, like, filled an A3.
So how did that feel first going into it and then after you've done it?
Okay, so I was a bit nervous about scaling my work. Because I was
thinking,
it's a dragon. No. But it was just like I was a bit worried that standing so close to it, I would skew the whole thing. And
because it is super easy to do.
To fucking do that.
Oh yeah.
Like even like I've done that so many times, drawing at a slant. You know, when you have your paper on the table and you're sitting like aloof. So I've totally done that sitting down.
It might have actually helped because it was standing straight up.
I think it helped a lot.
Being a window, you know.
The problem, I think, the hardest part was actually painting at the very bottom because I couldn't get a good angle because you can't go through the floor.
No. I mean, you were lying down.
I was lying down just to get like some motion, you know, that I could use, but it was tricky, like getting her legs right. I kept like part of the movement went the way I wanted, and then, you know, it suddenly just like I ran out of arm, basically like to turn. Like it just like I just botched the line so many times. So I was like, it's sketchy. And that's the only thing that saved it, that I avoided. Like, I didn't go in with details there. I just put it there and then added some grass, and then that was it. I let it go.
Yeah, but it turned out perfect.
No one's looking there, so it's fine, yeah.
No, I think Olpa on the whole piece is the coolest piece. Like, it's so
But that was
great.
the only part where we kind of followed that rule.
And that was the first thing you did.
Yeah, it was the thing that we discovered. Like, we learned the lesson way too late into the progress. But even with that, we managed to find ways to, make it work, so it was fun.
So
but the scaling was scary.
Looking at it after, like... Do you feel like you did it justice, or?
Yeah, I think I got it. Like, I think it's even better than a lot of the ink stuff that I do, on the quick side.
I think you knocked it out of the park. I think, because it is very difficult doing something like this. I think
the scale kind of makes it cooler as well, that, oh, shit, they painted this on this window, and it's huge, you know what I mean? Like, the dragon.
And we felt it was kind of almost too small when we started.
And then
and then, when we started getting it, no,
I'm so happy we didn't go bigger, because it just covered even more window.
Yeah.
But no, all in all, it went surprisingly well,
I think a little bit of luck.
Yes.
But
I was a bit worried. I'm always a bit nervous when I'm going to draw live. A bit less when I draw Olpa and stuff.
I mean, with this one, there was no pressure attached because
they didn't
we
pay
didn't
us
really
either.
get any big amount of money or anything for doing this. It was not like to be viewed by a lot of people while we did it in an event form. It was just like, oh, come and paint the window. That. So... With that, the pressure was off, but it was still knowing that there are so many people gonna walk by.
I'm so happy I didn't know any of them.
No, not at all. And then, of course, towards the very, very end of the whole thing, one of Sweden's best tattoo artists just happened to.
Yeah, he was standing beside me when I was checking it. He was like, "This is pretty." He's like, "Can I take a picture?" I was like, "Dude, knock yourself out."
Because he was in the shop buying stuff, and I was like, "Hey, Andy." And just came out.
Give him a shot.
Yeah, Andy Blanco or Andy Blanco Tattoo, I guess.
Something like that on Instagram.
Or Blanco Studio. Studio Blanco is the shop. So his own shop here in Stockholm. Amazing portrait artist and realistic type tattooer. So big shout out. Check him out. And so obviously... I shat my pants seeing him in the store. Of course, he's going to be here. And he's like, dude, that's awesome. That looks so good, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, this guy.
I've never done anything like this before. So, we hit a few snags. Of course, always, just excuses.
Yeah. No, he was, he came, when he came out, and he was like, dude, can I take a picture? This is dope. And then he just I was like, yeah. And then you told me who he was. And then I felt nervous, but then he was gone.
Yeah.
So that was good.
But then one of my other friends who works in the shop commented on the story as well. It's like, dude, that's fucking awesome. So.
Yeah, the response afterwards from the stories, because it was really good.
Because I haven't posted any, post...
No, I just did reel.
Yeah,
I did one reel.
Yeah, for real. And I just did the stories, and then I separated. I didn't want to post them all on my different accounts, so just spread them out a little bit, and they got surprisingly.
More DMs than ever before. While we were doing it, the few images we posted while making it, I was like, okay, I gotta just turn my phone away because the DMs are...
It's because it is such a different way of creating.
And it's big. It is...
Yeah, it's big.
The scale was...
something that people are not at all used to seeing us do. I think everything about this, the whole journey of this thing has been great. So much fun.
Was that your belly?
I think that was my stomach. Yeah. It's maybe I swallowed a bee.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like in my head as well.
Again, all in all, loved every part of this. Mostly not being super nervous about it. More excited than nervous, and just sort of good vibes throughout the whole process.
Yeah. No, it was so much fun. Like both you and me vibing over the music, you know. It felt like Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson singing in the bathtub type of thing, you know, but with actual songs, not Chinese drinking games. No, but it was like, you know, we just riffed, and then, you know, like, you know, we could hit the same parts of the songs like we had written them, basically, you know, because we've listened to them so fucking much.
Yeah, and we always, like, we only know those parts of the songs as well, like most of them. Like, when we don't know the full song, we only know that part, and we're like so synced.
Yeah, no, but it was really fun, that part, and then, you know, vibing with the audience as well. Like, it was so much energy that I didn't even feel like we were there for that long. You know what I mean? Like, it passed so quickly.
You know what it's like? It's sort of, that is what I want the whole podcast to be like. Yeah. Like, the whole, that whole thing.
Yeah,
of us
that would have
painting
been awesome.
Live with.
But we did talk about having, like, doing it live there, but I'm happy we didn't. Yeah. Because it would have been really hard to focus on the actual. Yeah. Did I just break my pants more? Yes, I did. Very nice. This is my last pair of pants.
You just became a bigger asshole. Yeah.
That's been on several episodes now. I think since we had, just before we had
the pants.
Chris bug art. Like, I have had hole in my pants. Like, this is the third or fourth pair that has broken. This, like, during the COVID thing. So, good times.
Fantastic.
Really need to buy clothes.
Fantastic.
From one asshole to another.
Yeah. But yeah, let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. Yeah, I have nothing else to add except, like, do stuff. It doesn't matter if you just, you know, like, just buy a piece of wood, like a plywood, and then you and a friend go bananas on it. You know, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's so much fun riffing off each other and just being stupid, you know.
Yes. That is, I think, the key.
Yeah, that was the best.
The best.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, with that said, let's move on.
To Ilias. Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's good.
And we're back. All right. Tools. I did the tattoo poster thing. I just worked a little bit more on it. And again, trying to maybe have one day a week where I just work on it. So, yeah, I just need to finish it.
But is it fun at all anymore?
Yeah, it is. Okay. It is. Like, this Sunday, I felt like what occupied my brain was like, should I live stream? Should I not live stream? Like, trying to get my head around that. And then as soon as I let that go, and I'm like, no, man, I just want to work on this, put on some music, and pretty much did what we did Friday, but by my lonesome. And then it felt really good. The best thing about doing this is because I do love the whole process of tattooing. It is one of the most amazing things that I've ever discovered in my life. I love it so much. And there is no pressure at all doing something like this apart from the pressure I put on myself. So I just work as fast or slow as I want. I can push the skin to its very breaking point and it's not going to scream at me. There's no money involved. There's nothing.
Yeah,
exactly.
Nothing.
So it's just really the only thing is me running out of gloves. And like, so I can't really take breaks because I don't want to waste gloves. So I kind of see that as like...
And for everyone that doesn't know, there's apparently a glove shortage.
It's more like I don't want to steal gloves from the shop and I don't want to have to buy gloves because I work with them. So I take like a few gloves. I think, how many should I... Maybe I go through 3 pairs on a Sunday, you know, and then I try to plan it that way. Because it is...
Yeah, once they're off, you can't put them back on?
Exactly. They get too wet.
Wet.
Yeah, like, pretty much destroyed.
Like rubber suit, basically.
Yes. And I mean, the only reason I use gloves at home is so I don't get super dirty hands. Other than that, I could pretty much tattoo without gloves. But that is my only limitation at this point. And it's really, like, I love it apart from it being so time-consuming or... Consuming, yes. Like, it just takes so long to do. And it is really putting your patience to the test in both good and bad ways. You know, it always starts off good. Yeah, but yeah, so apart from that, I haven't really done anything. I've come up with a cool idea for a new poster that I want to do, and might as well just say it now so it's out there and I have to do it. But I've been playing a video game and I want to create a poster for that video game, but with the actual voice actors. So that's what I'm going to be doing at some point. I'm not going to say which one. No,
but I really love that idea as well, because that game has such iconic like actors doing the voices, and that they got so many of them in one game.
Yes, it's insane.
So it's such a perfect fucking game as well too, you know. Like the theme of the game, like
and especially now that I want to work with more brighter colors and stuff, almost thinking JoJo, that type of execution to it. But work with those colors from that game. Like, I think it could be really cool. But also, so it's very stylized portraits, but you should see immediately who the voice actors are. So I took a little bit of time this Sunday and just tried to sort of find good reference images and do a composition that I like, but I haven't really found that one yet. So, yeah.
No, but that's super cool, though. I really love that idea. It's such a fresh way to do, like, a homage to that game.
That's what I thought, too. So, yeah, that's all the creative I've been this week, apart from the...
I haven't done that much
Star Wars Day, May the 4th.
May the 4th, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think last time I said that I ordered stuff. I bought, like, the iPad and the Dremel thing. I went crazy.
Exactly.
I received the Dremel on, I think, Wednesday or Thursday that week, and I didn't have time to use it because of work, like trying to work to do the gig, and also then, you know, family life on the weekend. But late on Saturday, I think, I finally got the time to sit with it for a few hours. So I opened it up, and I only had this, like, one burr that I could use for what I wanted. And the rest of the stuff, the million stuff that I got with it, weren't really applicable to what I wanted to do. It was like polishing and sandpaper and sandstone. You know, I was like, this is all like good stuff for someone else. So I only had this like 3 millimeter burr that I could use.
What is a burr?
A burr is like in Swedish, it's bit. Like for the machine, you know, that you can, it has like different heads, different type of knives, I guess, on it, so that it can sort of like, you know, carve into the wood.
Depending on what you want to.
Yeah, exactly. Some of them are like thinner for just like engraving. So it's almost like a drill, but it's not as long, you know. So it's more about like scooping out stuff. And the one that I have is so tiny, and the like compared to the areas, like my piece isn't that big. It's like a A4, you know.
Yeah.
That I cut without measuring, so it's probably something else. But it had some big areas, and that burr was so small that it took forever. So I have this like pain in my hand, and I was like, okay, I should probably look into this because I can't be doing this. Like, it can't take this long.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I went on the internet and I started looking for this, and Sweden, of course, sells nothing cheap. So Amazon is the place. But Amazon, you know, like everything is from China. Like it is a U.S. site with only Chinese stuff on it. And so you don't know what's good, what's bad. You know, like there are reviews there to guide you, but you know, people don't always know what quality is. You know, like because they're like me, hobbyists. You know, I could order something and. But I just looked through it. I went on YouTube, looked at a lot of videos, trying to sort of figure out what, like, people that know what the fuck they're doing are using. And then I ordered some of that stuff. So I ordered both the stuff that I needed to carve out like way faster, like way bigger sort of like bursts. So that you like those areas that I fucking carved out, I could carve out in like minutes instead of, like doing that for hours.
Yeah.
Trying to get that depth that I got as well,
Yeah, because you dug it in pretty
like
pretty
half,
deep.
like
Almost a centimeter.
half a centimeter.
Yeah. It looked
but
much
it
bigger.
takes, and it took, a while to get it like fairly even. But now that I've done that, like I had to stop because, I think my burr like got pretty slow at the end there because I used it for such big areas. And so I'm waiting for the new ones to arrive, but I've also gotten like so inspired now that I think of like carving half the piece out. So now I've added another complexity to this shit.
Yeah, but it just makes sense when you look at the piece.
Yeah.
And you see like the way you've carved out the holes in it, sort of, or the big empty areas.
Yeah, the sky,
it just makes
yeah.
sense to add more depth to at least the tree in this image, like just to give it more texture and it could go both ways for sure. Like it could fuck everything up.
Definitely. But I'm thinking of just subtle stuff.
It feels like it would look so much cooler getting a little bit more of that texture in there. Having said that,
We'll see. I probably might not do too much of the texture, but try to just like where the tree has these overlapping sort of like, I call them like baby fat. That's what they look like, like baby arms when they get all these
the chunky
parts. Yeah, that's what my trees look like as well.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of just, like just getting a bit of those like carved out, just a little subtle stuff. And then the diamond burrs that I ordered, they're not for carving out, but they're more of like sandpaper, like you just smoothen some areas out and like, because they get really thin.
Yeah.
So I can get them in some areas and just smooth out the rough edges that I got with the other burrs.
And that's like what you need to start thinking now is lighting and shadows. Like what will cast that look that you want it to look. So I think that is probably the most important thing to
because that's what I was worried about. Carving it too much might lose those top lights, and but it is such a like. I feel like I've become.
Maybe you could, if you take a photo of the piece and then just use Procreate to sort of sketch out what you want it to look, sort of with shadows, and then try to see how you can emulate that IRL. You know what I mean?
No.
Just paint out the shadows that you want to achieve.
Ah, okay. But then I would have to light the image in a certain way as well, like if I wanted that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now...
so you have to buy and learn how to do LEDs.
Rig lights.
Or maybe even roof lighting stuff.
No, but I do have like professional flashes and stuff that I bought, so I could just rig it up and just try to shoot it as well.
So now you need to start planning your exhibit. Yeah.
But I feel like such
give it to you.
No, but I feel like I've become such a traditional artist now, and it's...
Yeah, you're just missing the beret.
Yeah. No, but I really feel like a traditional artist. Like I'm coming into something that I've never done before, and probably like it feels like I started a bit late, but I think that's why I appreciate it as much as well, as really discovering new ways of creating. So I'm thinking like right now, the way that I'm thinking about this piece is that I'm gonna make the sky black. I'm thinking of either I'm gonna go in and burn, but I'm also thinking of just leaving that area for now and going in with the epoxy, the resin, and making it like maybe make it like a dark black blue something. Just do a thin layer of that to kind of like fill half of the thing that I've done with the black blue. Then let that dry in. Then go in and paint some type of like night stuff, and then do another coating of this transparent,
oh my God,
like a transparent color on top of that.
Yeah.
So I'll have this sort of like, it'll look like there's like this liquid sky. I don't know like what it will look like, but in my head, this like glossy black sky with like some details to it. And then you just resin that in, so it's not flat on the wood. It's floating between the, the top layer and the that one.
Yeah. Dude.
But the resin part is
it's
what
so
scares
cool.
me because it's the one I don't know how to use at
Mhm.
all. And getting the consistency right so that I know that it will dry and not ruin the whole carving.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then again,
There's so many layers of complexity to this. It's
yes, but I'm not afraid. Like
I love
for
it.
the first time in my life, I'm not afraid to ruin anything.
I'm
And
not afraid.
Yeah.
God,
That's
I
not
need to
good.
stop. Yeah.
But it's just like, I want to sort of mask the dragon as well and coat it as well with the resin. I don't know how to do this because the dragon is the highest part. So I would need to really find a way to mask it. I'm thinking of like buying a lot of Play-Doh and then just shaping it around the dragon really tightly, like if it can, and then cast
You don't need the thickest layer of resin over that, so it
yeah,
doesn't
I'm just
have
gonna do
to
like
be,
a super thin
exactly.
one. Yeah.
So you don't need like to nail down boards to hold the resin in or whatever.
Because I've seen
Like,
people
it's-
like use this plastic that they tape around and
Yeah.
everything, but the dragon has so many fucking nooks and crannies that I'm thinking of Play-Doh
Yeah,
as
I
my
think
fucking
that's-
or some
that's
other
great.
thick clay that won't let like the resin won't escape from it.
Yeah.
So like a cast, and then I'll just remove the cast, and
I think that's brilliant.
I hope it holds the resin though, because it's a chemical, so it might burn down the thing. Like not burn, but it might
Something
dissolve
might,
the
there
the
might
clay.
be something.
So I'll try to I'll do a test like on a piece of wood and just put like some clay and then pour some resin in there and see if it
If it's
works.
silent,
Yeah.
yeah.
If the clay's
As soon as you say clay,
Dude, yes, I totally understand why. And I see the actor so clearly in my head every time, like through a door.
Thank you. Yeah.
I would love to see like the Shining thing where he cuts in the door and then just
The
like,
clay is
clay's
silent. Oh, dude, that's
That
the
is
best
such
poster.
A fucking best poster, yeah.
But that is a Brooklyn Nine-Nine poster.
Dude, that is.
I'm
a
gonna
Brook-
write that down.
Oh, you're stealing that. You
I'm
do
stealing
that.
it. I'm
totally
stealing it.
for it. I want half the profits from that.
Oh, I actually
and then
have a
half
similar.
and half the lawsuit.
Yeah, no, I'll give you half the profits.
No, but
Nothing.
it's nothing. Yeah. No,
Oh, that's awesome.
But I kind of like the idea. I just need to play around with resin and just like try to understand how that works because, like I said, it adds another complexity to this whole goddamn process. Because I just but it is like every time I get I'm like, oh my god, I have so much that I can do with this, and then like, but I just need to buy the tools for it.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not that I need to buy a new tool. I just need to add, the stuff that I missed. So it's basically me not knowing shit that's causing all the delays.
At this stage, how much has this piece cost you? This one piece.
Okay, let's do a rundown. Let me get the calculator.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the resin cost me about
Just in case somebody
1,000.
wants to buy this.
Yeah, to get set up with what I've done so far. I didn't have to buy the plywood, so 1,500 for
Wait.
the resin.
Didn't you buy the plywood at some point?
I did.
Yeah. So you
Yes.
have actually paid for it.
I just don't remember what plywood costs.
Just say 50.
I bought it
crowns or
for the
so.
gym.
Oh, yeah.
It's part of the walls.
Oh, there you
like
go.
it's one layer of the walls.
Yeah.
So 1,500 for the resin that I haven't used yet. Another plus 1,100 for the actual tool.
Mm-hmm. The
Plus
burn tool.
500 for the burrs. So we're on 3,100.
And that is with the burner. tool.
Oh shit! Yeah, I haven't. The burner was just 200. So burner 200. So 3,300 so far that I can think of. I bought the burner. I bought the stand. I can't think of what else have I used for this.
The
Oh
white,
shit! I bought the
glaze thing.
Yeah, I bought that. It was like another 500. So yeah, almost 4,000 crowns. So that's like about $420.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna be selling this super expensively. Yeah, but
This is the stuff that you need to think about when you are an artist and creating artwork.
Mhm. Like this, I wouldn't have been able to do this
Mm-hmm.
years ago because I
No.
wouldn't have been able to afford it.
No, like when we only had 500 crowns to live off of the
off
whole
of,
month.
like the whole month.
Yeah.
And then you bought pens. Like I told you
Yeah.
when we were at Pen Store about
dude,
that
that's
story.
the saddest story.
I bought a lot of pens to do some work, logo stuff and shit like that. And I spent, I only had like 2,000 crowns to my name, which is like $200. And I said like, okay, I'll live off of the 1,000, and then I'll buy pens for the other $100.
Yeah.
And I did. I bought, pens for $100.
Like, these babies will pay for themselves.
Exactly. And then I had to run like to the train to catch the train. My bag opens up because the zipper was like stupid. So it kind of opened while I was running, and all my pens fell out. And I ran back, when I realized this, and everything was gone. And I went to the sort of like the
info desk or
the info desk for the
train
train thing,
Mm-hmm.
and also like the places that were around there, like the Presbyterian and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like the what do you call them? Like Quick Stop.
Yeah.
And I just like asked around for my like if anyone has like found my stuff and put it there. No, someone just took them.
Straight
and so
up.
I went back to the place and bought, for almost the rest of my money. I bought, the gear that I needed.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't spend as much, but almost.
Damn.
And then I had, a couple hundred to live off of. And a couple of hundred is, like $20 to $30.
Yeah. That's amazing.
So I didn't have a lot of money back then. I would never be able to do this like the way that I do it now, that I can at least, like, oh, I need this tool. I'll go buy it, Oh, it's a burr. It costs 200 crown for one burr.
You're like,
whatever.
I probably need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can even buy stuff that I might not need right now, but just in case I need it, I'll buy it. Like, I've never had this freedom before, My financial success, if you will, started when I was closer to 30, just to be able to live comfortably.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that's the lesson for today, kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
art always comes first. Like, no matter what, if you are passionate about something, it always comes first. You can always eat tomorrow, or maybe in a week.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like, art was always important, like equally as like eating.
Yeah.
It felt like equally important. I wouldn't go starving, but I wouldn't go over my way to eat enough either.
And that's why we're still thin. Hey,
that's
so it all worked out.
No, but man, I'm so happy though and grateful that I was able to work my way up to a place where I can comfortably buy stuff for my art. Like, you remember, like, you used your watercolor pencils, or just like you used everything until it fucking dried up. And then you use the dry pen to dry brush, and then you just like you used everything until it fucking depleted before you could replace it,
Yeah.
So hopefully you all get successful enough to be able to do what you love as well.
Yeah.
But I feel like such a traditional dork right now from being, when we started this podcast.
On digital. Pretty much.
When we started this podcast a few years ago, I hadn't even drawn traditionally, that much.
No.
Wait. We joined Instagram back in 2012.
Because we were both very deep into the Purpose sketchbook when we started the podcast.
Yeah, that was 2014.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy shit. That was when we started the Purpose sketchbooks. And then a few years later, 2017, we started the podcast. Yeah.
So you had been jumping back and forth. Well, we both did.
No, but I think in 2012, we joined Instagram. And then you and Prakash started, or you didn't start, you were just drawing a lot more traditional.
Yeah.
And that inspired me to pick it up again, because I hadn't drawn traditionally from 2005 to 2011 or something like that. 2006 to 2011, I've almost just drawn digitally.
Yeah.
Like, I did some pieces traditionally, but I just like the majority of my work was digital. And then you guys started doing some really cool shit with traditional. And I think we've talked about this a lot on the early episodes, was how that digital like how digital art really pushed me to do colors.
Mm-hmm.
Like it really taught me so much that when I went over to traditional, I was like, oh, isn't this the same as blah, blah, blah? And they're like, yes, it is.
Yeah.
Like, and it was so applicable to traditional art. You just had to put like a few drops of courage, you know what I mean, to it, and you were fine. So I could take a lot of the stuff that I learned about color that I would never use before, and then just start doing that in my traditional work, and it's just like, whoop, you know.
Yeah.
It felt like I cheated traditional art there, like where I got so much better at it just because I got a bit more confident in my drawing.
You'd been able to practice a lot
in a safe environment.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, yeah.
Exactly, like in the Matrix.
Yeah.
You know, that white
simulation.
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that really helped my traditional
But speaking
work.
of that, just because I remembered it now, I actually did double tap the window when we were
You
painting
did,
with the
and you fucking mentioned it as well.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Because I was so used to drawing on the iPad. And
it's glass
Yeah,
as well, so you're
exactly.
like, this is a big
I'm like,
iPad.
I'm like, wait, no! So the first fuck up I did actually tap the window.
That is so good. That is so good.
So, yeah. That's how fucked you are in the head.
Yeah, dude. Yes. And also in regards to that, like I was so happy, like when you made mistakes on that window, how easily you could fucking
you
erase.
just like,
We had like scraps of paper tissue that we could just like, you know, correct ourselves with.
Super easily. Yeah.
And even with that said, like didn't use it that much.
No.
It was
you
just
didn't
like
really have to.
Yeah, we didn't have to. Like it all kind of worked out.
The pens did drip.
Oh yeah, those
from
were
time
crazy.
to time,
I was like,
and-
why are they doing that? I've never had them. No. Those big. It was only the big ones though. Yeah. Super drippy. Yeah.
So that's, I don't know. I think that's kind of unavoidable, but you should be ready for that if you are working with postcast.
Yeah, if you're
It
using the
goes
biggest one.
It goes
yeah.
without saying. I mean, it happens when you use the smaller ones too. But no. So good. And don't double tap windows. It's harder to clean off fingerprints than Posca markers.
Posca markers, yeah.
But yeah, all right.
Yeah, to be continued.
To be continued. And moving on?
Moving on.
Motherfuckers. It's time. I mean, we're back.
Nice.
And it's time. It's retro time.
Retro time.
No, just kidding.
I'm like,
From nowhere.
there is no energy.
There is energy, Robert.
Oh my
Because
god.
it is the part where we can talk.
The geeky stuff.
The geeky stuff. I also needed to fart, but holding it.
Yes, please.
Because there's
you
not
ha-
a lot of air in here. As
And
is.
you also have holes in your pants.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Yes, so there's no...
Ventilation. This is where John McClane is crawling around right now in the ventilation system.
Where the fuck did that
I
come
don't
from?
know. I saw a picture of John McClane earlier today
Yeah, and I just
Climbing
see
through the
like
vents.
Bruce Willis climbing around in your
in my
ass.
pants.
Yippee-ki-yay.
No! Okay, cool.
Yeah. Retro time. Yeah.
Retro time. So we've seen a lot of new stuff.
Yes. Yes.
So
we
let's
have.
start with the worst.
The worst.
I don't remember even what the name of it was.
Yasuke.
Yeah, Yasuke.
Yes. Something.
Yasuke
Yasuke.
Kig. Yeah.
Yasuke.
I don't know.
Yasuke.
Yeah, Yasuke maybe.
Something like that.
Yosuke.
Yasuke.
Probably.
Yeah.
If I can
It sounds good.
pronounce it.
Yeah, that show.
No, but
the new Netflix anime.
Yosuke. Yosuke.
I only saw like, ooh, samurai.
Yeah,
Like,
because I
thought
saw
of-
the preview for it.
Okay. I only saw the black samurai, and I was like, ooh, Afro samurai.
Exactly.
And I was like, this could be cool.
Yeah,
And that's why I watched it.
like I stayed away from watching the trailer. I just saw, like, you know, when it
The
initially
spoiler. yeah.
exactly that
The Netflix spoilers.
exactly. So like I just saw that and I'm like, ooh, this looks promising. Scrolled past it and then it finally came and I'm like, all right, let's see what this is. And then I turned it off.
Yep. I did. You said you got 10 minutes in.
Yeah,
I don't
roughly.
think I even got 5.
Yeah.
I saw the initial scene.
Actually, it's
and
probably
then
closer to 5.
I can't even remember in what order things happen in it. I was just turned off. Like they started talking, I was like, I'll just give it a chance. And then all the special effects and stuff were happening, like the thing, and I was like,
yep, I'm done.
Click.
Yeah.
Turned it off.
So maybe it's like super duper awesome.
But the best thing is when we were texting, you were like, I'm watching this, and I was like, I just turned this shit off. Like just at that time, I was watching the same thing
again.
Yeah,
this is how we work.
Yeah, fuck, that was horrible though. Like it wasn't that great.
No,
like
I don't know. Like if any of you guys out there have made it past like the first few episodes, is it still worth it?
Yosuke!
If that's what it's called.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Or maybe Yosuke is like this most special, super
maybe that's
awesome
an actual
show.
really
like,
good anime. Yeah.
Again, brain fart. But maybe it's the bestest show. But yeah, so we do not recommend that for now.
I tried. But
I think it's also the combination of 3D with 2D. Like
I didn't even get that far.
It's
I don't know if I saw.
No, but the big mechs.
Oh shit!
And
Yeah,
that
the
stuff.
samurai thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have skipped some parts. I don't know. I don't remember anymore. Like it's all very fuzzy in my brain.
Yeah. No, but I don't know. Some part of me is still thinking that it could be good, but I don't want to give it any more time.
That's what I don't want either. Like
it's like
unless you make it really good in the beginning, like because. You want to capture people in the beginning.
Yes.
Like everything else doesn't matter.
We have a very short attention span now.
That's how we work now.
Yeah.
But I
within
don't
the
know.
first 10 seconds of a show, you need to really give me something to
latch on to.
Yeah. And I just didn't get that. Like as soon as they came into, like he was standing next to his like master or whatever, and he was super drunk.
Shit.
And he was like standing in a full samurai.
Yosuke!
Yeah. I was like, nope.
I love that we've given it its own name. Just like our own name. Don't even know if the show is called that anymore.
It doesn't deserve a name. Yeah. So that one, no go. The second one, at this stage, I was very, very drunk and also very into the new poster idea thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I put it on, but I kind of liked the way it sounded. So I kept it on.
Mm-hmm.
And this was the Shadow and Bone show.
Yeah.
So apparently I made it 4 episodes in.
Oh, shit.
Or 3.
Yeah. I saw 1.5.
But
it was really late when I started watching.
I don't remember a single thing from it.
Cool. I actually really liked the first episode. Like it was really promising, and I love how they sort of like what they introduced the world. It feels like an old time.
Tell me about the world.
Okay,
tell me what is the premise?
The premise is that like a darkling, like there are people with powers here, like firebenders and wind benders, fart benders.
Darkwing Duck. Darkling.
But there are these like a long time ago, I don't know how many years ago, someone put up this like big fog type thing called the Rift or something like that. I don't remember names. Mm-hmm. And if you pass through it, there are these like blood hungry monsters that just snatch you.
Awesome.
So they do travel through these on ships, like actual boats, and then these wind people that have the wind ability, they just make the ship move, which is pretty cool. Like it feels like Avatar type powers because there's the firebenders and the wind people. Windbenders? What the fuck are they called in the show? Like Avatar.
In Avatar. Yeah.
They're not called airbenders. Jesus Christ.
The last
windbenders. Airbenders. Yeah. Goes without saying. I just brain fart. But that's basically what it feels like.
Okay.
But the aesthetic is, I don't know, like some type of Russian, like it feels like they're in some type of Russian country, like the way they're dressed and stuff like that. Like old. But I don't know, like it feels gritty. It feels dark. And it's about these, like, you follow Alina, I think her name is. And this girl and another guy called Mal, they grew up at an orphanage. And, and then you get to follow them. Like, they jump through, like you get to see them as kids and then where they're at right now. So they're in this, like, division to go through this rift place. to go to the other side to do things. Like, I think you should really watch it, but it seems really promising though.
I really don't remember any of it. It's so,
oh really?
Yeah, it's so weird. Like,
no, it was really, really good. I don't want to give anything away because I think you really just need to watch the first episode. But it has interesting characters. The acting seems, like good enough, yeah. And the production value seems, cool.
Okay.
Like they have monsters, they have,
I mean, I have already given it a shot, and I remember like enjoying it, but I don't remember anything from it. So I will revisit it.
I think it's worth watching. It's not the best, but it's way better than the irregulars that is canceled for reasons.
Yeah.
But I think this one is a lot more to my liking, and I enjoyed it so much that I started listening to the books.
As we do.
And I'm thinking of just listening to the books for a while, then going back to the show and see sort of how they did, like they take on their different paths. Yeah. Because already now I've gotten pretty far into the book that I should watch another episode.
Yep.
Since I've only seen the 1.5 and I barely remember the half.
Where are you listening?
I just bought it on iTunes.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to pay for another subscription. I have 6 or 7 of those already.
Yeah.
We're good. Plus the podcast stuff, I was like, I'm good. I'm really good right now. Like I have a lot of subscription.
Yeah.
So I just bought the actual book. So where the sort of I'm starting to see the difference now because there are a lot of characters introduced in the first episode alone that are not in the book. And I kind of like the show better because this one, once again, is based off of, like a young adult type book.
Yeah.
So the book is a bit more childish. The way that the reader reads it is a bit off-putting.
Oh, okay.
She makes the characters feel smaller than they are. You know what I mean? It becomes a bit more, not ridiculous. What's the word? Like
Harry Potter-esque?
No, Harry Potter actually... Like, it gets darker with every book as well, so it gets better. But this lady that is the narrator, she just makes it not ridiculous. What's the word? Like, silly. Like, I don't know, like childish.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, I don't know, like the way she says some stuff, it's just like, like it could be so much darker if you just didn't do stuff like that.
Yeah. So you get
but
that
it's
guy
a young
from the
adult.
Dark Tower.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. That is the best.
Yeah. Or
Rolling to the dark hour.
Like,
what's the other one? Skullduggery.
Skullduggery,
yeah,
the first
dude.
one. Yeah, the
I
first
loved
guy.
it.
Yeah, he was really good.
Yeah.
But those are also childish in that way. But they are meant to be. But this one, it feels like it's young adult. It's a bit older, and I wish that they just kept it a bit
older.
Yeah, like but the way that they read it, like it wouldn't become boring because it's interesting in that way.
Yeah.
But the show is dark. It's dark as fuck. Like and like the things that I've seen at least.
Nice.
So yeah, I love that they went gritty with it. Because when the things come, things happen.
Get
and
gritty with it.
Yeah, I was not prepared for it. Like I was like, what? Okay, we're going there. Cool. So I like when they do that, and I feel that the book right now is
I remember
lacking
reacting
a bit
to
of that.
something now.
Yeah.
At that, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, but
that happened.
But I kind of like their magic. Like I love where it's going. I don't know really anything about the magic system, but there's something there, and it's really interesting, and I really want to learn more.
Okay.
So it's super fun to experience the book format that is a bit more childish.
Mm-hmm.
That was the word I wanted.
Yeah.
And also the show that is a bit darker. So it's fun to like listen to both.
Nice. All right.
So really give that show a chance and see what you guys think.
Yeah. Will do.
Shit, what was the other show called?
Yeah, then you watched that other thing.
The new superhero one, yeah.
Yeah. While you look that up, I can talk about what I did. And I found a new show called Formula One Drive to Survive.
Holla Max at the studio.
Yeah. So the what do you say? The owner? The owner of
Underverket.
The guy who was kind enough to provide us with this amazing space.
Mm-hmm.
He just came up to us one day randomly saying like, oh, have you seen this show? Like everybody here has become totally hooked. Even people that's not into racing.
And then
blah,
when
blah,
he
blah.
fucking pitched it, you're like, Formula One. Really? That's what you're pitching to
exactly.
us.
That was 100% my reaction. But he kind of sold it in a bit. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch one episode to see what this is all about. And I'm hooked. So I binged 2 seasons and I love it. Like it's so exciting, so interesting. Like all the characters are great. It really feels like a made up show, but it is like the actual race car drivers, the actual owners of the teams, like all of the real people. And
why is it interesting though?
Because they live such interesting lives with this race. I mean, there are only 20 people in the world that do this, and
it's so hard to imagine that this would be interesting, but everyone seems to get
I have
hooked.
no motor interest at all.
That's what I mean. Like, no one's interested
No.
in Formula One, and
No.
everyone's hooked. I was like,
Yeah. It's just like, because they don't focus on the winning teams. They focus on the
the people,
underdogs.
yeah.
They focused on the people that really fight like crazy to win. And whenever they get like the smallest win, when they get like 7th place, they're like, yes!
Yeah, they
It's like
just
the
moved
biggest
up,
fucking thing, and you feel it with them. And you're like, because it's, I don't know, edited so well with all the different things that you follow that you just get hooked. Like it's so well produced, I think.
oh, okay, cool.
So
What was it called though?
Formula One Drive to Survive, and it really is kind of that. Like if you don't make it,
if
you're
you keep
out.
losing, you're out. Yeah,
Exactly.
They're just replacing.
And there's so much money in this, like even
So
trying
weird.
to practice is, well, we talked about this earlier, but it just costs so much to even get into
the track. Yeah, you need sponsors
Yeah.
to be able to do this. Like,
And I
you
mean,
will never
these-
pay for this.
these kids. I mean, some of these guys
they're
are like
super young.
18
Yeah.
years old. Like they've been driving their whole life and racing
That is
since they
so
were like
insane.
6-7 years old. Like go-karts, it started with that and then working up. And it's like, people die and people, like, it's such an intense thing.
Yeah.
So again, like, I did not think I was going to get hooked. And I saw 2 seasons in like one day.
That is insane.
and
How
I'm
long
on-
are the episodes? Like half-hours?
Yeah. Half-hour
a
episodes,
good
10
length.
episodes per season. And I just started season 3 now, which is about 2020 and like how that impacts.
Ooh,
So that's also
shit,
really
yeah.
interesting. I'm just like 1 or 2 episodes in. But it's so cool that we still get to follow the same people now in season 3. And I mean, you have some really great characters here as well. So no, I definitely recommend it. It's so different from the normal stuff. I'm not saying this is inspiring me to create anything.
No, but I
But
think
it's just-
the energy that
yeah.
comes with it, though, can be used for
It's good
something.
entertainment. Let's
Yeah.
just put it that way.
Sometimes that's all it needs to be.
Yeah. And so what was the name of the show? The new one?
Jupiter's Legacy.
That's it.
That is it. And that was Frank Millar, right?
Yeah.
The guy
Mark Miller.
Mark.
Yeah.
Shit. That is true, because I was thinking of Frank Miller.
Yeah. Yeah.
Frank Millar.
Frank Millar. Mark Millar and Frank Millar and all the
And all the
Millars.
malarkey.
But yeah, so Mark.
Yeah, so
I think it is Millar.
Yeah, I don't remember. Or Miller.
Miller.
Millar. Millar.
Kick-ass dude.
I am La.
And Kingsman
Yeah.
dude. And what else did he do?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. He
Oh.
did stuff.
Yeah, all of those stuff.
But the thing is, this is another superhero, like take on the whole superhero genre.
Mm-hmm.
We have so many of these. And I thought that, like, why should anyone watch this?
Yeah.
But
That's
then
what I thought too.
Yeah, and I was pleasantly surprised. This feels more like a drama
Okay.
than, like, they're all dramas, like even The Boys.
Yeah. It
But
is.
this one feels like it's heavier on the drama.
Okay.
And I kind of like the story they're trying to tell from what I've seen in the first episode. And, like, I've seen 1.5 here as well because I watched them so late that I fall asleep.
Yeah.
But I really like where it's going. Hopefully they'll develop the characters to be more interesting. Some really good actors that I have no idea what their names are, but I've seen them in a million things.
Yeah, the guy from the Transformers.
There you go.
Yeah.
The guy that's about to sneeze.
Yeah. Yeah, he's in there.
That was good.
Jesus, tickled my brain.
Sneezes.
But
Just can't stop,
Yeah,
man. I don't know what's happened.
just so bad. The jokes of the show are just garbage.
It's not even a joke.
No, you are. And with that,
So, all right.
yeah, no, but it's
Jupiter's
promising.
Legacy.
Jupiter's Legacy, yeah, and it's another one of those like dark superhero. And so what it?
Yeah, what's it about?
So it's about this like.
Jupiter.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's his name, but like this old, like the first superheroes are sort of old now, not and they're about to not retire, but they're getting to that age where the kids are supposed to take over. So the kids are grown up, and you feel that a lot of stuff has happened having the first superhero parents, so the kids are a bit, fucked up as you would be from having superhero parents not being there for you, because there is a really strong scene in the beginning where the kids, like the dad comes in, flies in, and something has happened, and he's like, oh, you shouldn't do that, we only use our powers for good, blah blah blah, but who wants ice cream? And they're like, yay! And then he starts with the super hear like people in trouble, and he's like, I'm sorry, I have to go. And then he flies away. And the kids are like, we understand, Dad. And they're sad that they're dead. And then they're grown up. And that is such a powerful scene. Because, on the one hand, you want to be with your kids.
He needs to be a good father.
But also needs to save people. And, how do you balance that? Like, would you stay and let people die and just buy ice cream,
But it's that invincible thing too.
It is. It is exactly that.
With Omni-Man and it's interesting.
And the cool thing about this show, I think, that has the potential to be really good, or they'll DC it, but I don't know actually what brand this is behind. It's
Image, I think.
Is it Image? Okay.
Miller. Right?
Yeah, I have no idea. But the cool thing is that the dad has this code. They mention the code a lot. The code, this code, just keeps the code. And everyone's tired of this fucking...
6.
Yeah, but they never kill anyone. So for years, let's say they've been superheroes for like 100 years, because they live longer as well. And it appears that the dad has been around for a fucking long time. And they've never killed bad guys. Like, they're just pushing them around and then, incarcerating them, and then they come out and they push them around again and throw them back in. And, this episode, is like they put a lot of focus on that code and then not killing. And then, a thing happens. And
there is no code.
Yeah, no, but the code is still there. But, there's a lot of conflict around this code and the not killing thing. So I think there's a potential of this show taking it to interesting places, because
especially if it is already kind of dark.
It is dark.
Hopefully
it got darker than I expected it to go. Like,
nice.
I don't know.
Yeah, but for me, that's always a good thing. Like, if they dare to go.
Yeah, because I think it makes it better. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, they're super, super strong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The only negative I have about this show is that when they're actually fighting, sometimes when they hit and, like, the hits connect or whatever you want to call it, they're not, like... The choreography isn't tight enough for it to feel as powerful as it should.
Yeah.
But it's not in any way bad that you don't want to see it. So,
but if they are holding back, maybe...
But maybe that's it. Yeah, exactly. And then they're keeping the punches for the, the what's to come.
Yeah.
Because it feels like they're going to be balancing on that edge, like kill or not kill.
Yeah.
And, new generation, old generation, the code, the family has 2 kids, And I don't want to say anything at this point. I want people to get a chance to actually watch the show, and then we can talk about it when, because I think the whole show is released as well. So you
it's
can just
Netflix,
binge it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to watch that these coming days and then have watched the whole thing next week.
Yeah. We'll see how far I get.
Yeah, because I feel that it's interesting enough to watch another superhero one.
Also, I won't be able to record next week. I didn't get to say that because we're coming back pretty late on the Monday, so we're gonna have to use the extra episode. So for anybody that made it this far, you're gonna hear the new story, like the introduction of the new story.
Was that the extra episode?
Yeah.
Too bad. It would have been cool if it was in a normal one. I don't remember. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but now it's going to be out
But
there.
now it's going to be... Yeah. Very cool. So I like that.
Yeah. But so you get Monday off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ilias, I'm going to try to invest it in like some drawing time.
Fantastic.
Oh, or maybe shopping. I'll lie that I have to do the podcast and then go shopping because I need new pants.
Yeah. Lie. Lie your pants off.
Liar.
Liar, pants on fire.
Have you seen anything else?
So instead of watching stuff, I really got into the old GTA games. So I've been playing GTA 3 and GTA Vice City. And for anybody that is still sleeping under a rock, GTA is Grand Theft Auto. And you're welcome, world. So this weekend, when I did get some time to myself, I just sort of sat down with some rum and started playing Vice City. And that is the game that I'm doing this poster for. So it's such a great game. Like, it's so stupid too. Like, you forget how ridiculous the story kind of feels because you just jump straight into it and you start, chopping people up with chainsaws. But it's just like, it's so much fun. Like, it's just stupid fun. The only negative is that I've become so used to the newer type of games that going back and playing with just the directional buttons to control stuff and not being able to sort of navigate with the, what's it called, the third camera or whatever, like the analog controllers. It just so weird. It just feels so wrong. Like, but considering how much we played these games, it shouldn't be that hard to go back to it. But yeah, I still feel rusty. I die so easily, which I do like every time I play any video game.
That is so insane to me.
Yeah, but it's still so much fun. Like, but yeah, so that's what occupied my weekend, watching Formula One and playing
old games.
Yeah. But it was so nice. Like,
Dude.
I really had the best time just getting to do that by myself. So yeah, super grateful to have that weekend to do that.
Remember when we used to play those just to get the police chases and try to get to the 6 stars?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like try to survive for as long as you can with maximum,
Like, I can't get rid of 2 stars now.
Oh,
like,
shit.
and they're everywhere. Like, I don't know if it's
like
set.
aggressive police.
I haven't even checked if
But
I
you
have
can't
any
set a difficulty
No,
level on
right?
GTA. I don't think so.
No, I don't think
like,
so
it's
either.
Just the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I don't remember it being this difficult.
Oh shit!
But
yeah.
it's also, again, like, I am really bad at playing games. I do not have the gift. But I'm only playing to have fun with it. The soundtrack is so great.
Yeah.
Just cruising around in the car, listening to those old sort of 80s super tracks.
The old games had the best soundtracks.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's gotten worse with every new game that comes out. Like, the soundtrack just gets worse and worse. Like, they're not fun to listen to.
No. But
not even the radio channels are fun. You remember,
I wouldn't really say that GTA 3 has the best soundtrack. It's
not
very
3,
limited.
but Vice City.
But Vice City was
Vice
really,
City onwards, I think.
Yeah.
And also the
San Andreas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I bought that bundle. It's all 3 games, and I bought them for like $15. Like, it was no money at all. So it was such a great investment. And it's not like they pumped it up and made the graphics better or anything. Actually, playing Vice City, I felt like I would love a reskin of Vice City to make it what they did with the Resident Evil 1 and 2.
Or
and
just
stuff.
make GTA 6 Vice City. You know, like, bring it back.
Yeah. I would love that.
Because
the
has
environment,
a lot of feeling.
The environment is so great. Like, the colors and the characters are so awesome and so bright, and like, it's so over the top, but it's legit 80s, you know, because that's what it kind of was like, and it's Miami and all. Like, it's just great. I love it. I love it so much. So it's definitely gonna be my like guilty pleasure thing whenever I get time.
All I'm thinking about Miami is like they put a burn notice on you. You're blacklisted. And when you're blacklisted, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah. Crazy Irish girlfriend.
Yeah.
Whatever.
A trigger happy ex-girlfriend.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
A friend that used to inform you to the FBI.
What are you, got some little sissies? Can't remember all
Yeah,
the
spies, a bunch of bitchy little girls.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so bad.
Oh,
it's
so
bad.
But yeah, no, so apart from that, I haven't seen shit. Actually, I did see, just remembered it now, but like a semi-new scary movie with, what's her name?
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, exactly.
What's her name? Nicolas Cage. 100%.
That's a new Netflix movie. It's with, I don't know her name, of course.
But
she's got like, she's blonde and she's got like super huge eyes. And
The girl from Battle Angel?
No.
No, she's blonde. Oh,
no,
shit.
so this is like the girl from Mamma Mia.
Not the one
The
from
young
that
girl.
scary movie that I watched with the not Knives Out. What's the
No.
other one? The one where they're in the house and they're playing that game. What was the one where she was supposed to get married with that guy with that crazy family, and then they play this game?
Oh yeah,
and
not
not that blonde lady.
That was Ready or Not.
Ready or Not.
I love that movie. Oh, I loved it so much. No, not that girl, but looks similar. But this is the girl from Mamma Mia movies, or Letters to Juliet, or whatever. Yeah. And of course, I don't remember what the name of the fucking movie is now either. But it was a good sort of horror movie. Not like horror like
what was
the
it about?
Insidious ones, but like creepy type movie. Family moves into a house that has a history, and you start seeing stuff, and almost like the typical story, more or less.
That's what I'm thinking as well. Like, if this isn't encouragement for you to make your own, not original movie.
But it does
I don't
have
know what it is.
a good kind of twist towards the
but
end.
that's what I
So
mean,
I can't really say anything more about it. Well, you won't even know which one I'm talking about because I don't know the name of the movie. And
So go into Netflix, find a
yeah,
scary movie with a blonde girl with big eyes.
yeah, and like there are no other real big name characters or actors in this one. I'm trying to remember like the professor, because obviously there's a professor.
Is he nutty?
He is a little bit nutty, yes.
Nutty professor.
Like he's into seances and stuff. But he's like, you will recognize him, but I can't say, oh, he's in this. But, fuck it. It was a good movie, but
I love it.
yeah, oh man, and I'm not looking it up.
It's
of
this
course not.
scientist that is a guy that has that's into seances, but then there's a girl with blonde hair or big eyes.
Yeah.
And they're in this house, and it's not a very original story, but it's a really good twist. And that's all I've got.
That's how you sell a movie.
And you should all watch it on Netflix.
Yes, you should.
I love it. I love it. Like,
Oh God, yeah.
the best.
Sorry.
No, that was the best. I'm more intrigued from that than you giving me the
There
name
you
and
go.
everything else.
Yes. No, but it's in a more serious tone, and it's set in like I think early 80s as well, so like oldish style, and the acting is great. All is really, really good. Like it surprised me instead of being another one of those type movies. So if you can find out which one it is, have
Good on
fun.
you. Yeah.
No, but this one is like, I'm sure Maria might even enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not.
But
one
is
of
it more
those
of a thriller type
Yeah.
than it is like...
drama thriller, I would say. So it's more about like the wife, the girl that I can't remember the name of. Like she has a little bit of a troubled past-ish and getting a rough time just dealing with that. And me being like having had girlfriends with similar issues, I really could get into her mindset and stuff. So like it connected with me in a personal level as well. Like,
I love that with movies when they get it so right that you're like, oh, I've been here. I've been here. Like I've lived this. I've been in that person's shoes, or I can feel this like I felt it back then. Like it really, really is so close to home that you're like, ooh, this is kind of scary.
Yeah. And the way they deal with like the ghostly sort of spooky element in this movie is also nice and refreshing. So
that's always nice.
It's no, I can't spoil that. If people want to see it, just try to find it. It's a new horror movie. It's with that blonde girl with big eyes. But it is. I think it was made 2020 or 2021.
Well, you don't have to worry about spoilers.
There you go. This is how you stay safe. No spoilers at all.
Not even a title.
Not even a title. Or even an actor. Got nothing.
Got the blonde girl.
It was made a year ago.
It was made a year ago.
There you go.
They did a few
Just check it out. I'm sure it's somewhere on Netflix.
Google blonde girl, big eyes movie from a year ago.
The letters to Juliet, Mamma Mia girl. You know?
There you go. That's I guess, that's the best way to find it.
Yeah. No, like, if you've seen Mamma Mia, you know exactly which girl this is. You know, she's kind of cute, but kind of big-eyed.
This sounds exactly like the girl that plays Mary Jane in Spider-Man.
Yeah, they look similar. Sometimes I confuse the two.
Confuse the two. Okay, cool.
Yes, which is why it's so annoying that because
Emma
I know
Stone, that's her name. Yeah.
I know the name of the other one, but I can't for the life of me.
Oh shit! I know her name. Not Emma Stone.
There you go. Yes, not a stone.
We're all about not a stone.
Yeah.
Yep, and that kind of makes, I think we've peaked.
Yes. So, anything else?
No.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
I have no.
Enjoy that movie and everything else that we talked about. And
we've butchered everything we've talked about in this last segment.
That's, well.
No, I've tried to explain the Shadow and Bone. That was garbage.
Yep. No, I wouldn't say that was garbage.
And then, no, but I didn't fucking explain anything. I just I read the book and the thing, and it's about
But
things.
I didn't read the book, and I listened to the book, and then
the book, and then
but
it's
very
about
childish,
this
but this is
thing,
not
and
very childish.
exactly. So we kind of fucked everything up. So with that said, thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Find us on Discord. Follow the Instagram. Follow the everyone else
and share and
do
post
things.
the stories and just tag us and everything. Everything.
Yeah, do tag us when you listen to the show. Whatever
Please.
you're doing, it's always fun.
Yes. And tag us on our personal Instagram accounts as well.
That way double the exposure.
Exactly. So maybe you will get an extra follower. Who knows? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Time will tell.
Time will tell.
He who lives will find out.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah. Toodaloo, motherfucker!